Dude, we haven't done a live show in a while.
No, it's been a while.
Yes. But what better way to do a live show and actually answer your questions and talk about trucks and automotive in general than standing right next to an all-new ZR2 Silverado?
That's right. Andre and Roman decided to cheap out and not buy another TRX, but instead they bought one of these. I'm kidding. Relax, guys. No, this is all new. We were one of the first outlets to get our hands on. We bought the Chevy Silverado ZR2, one of the most off-road capable GM products out there, maybe other than the Hummer.
Yeah, and it's all new. We want it to be, have it for long term.
Right.
Really give you guys a great perspective at this new technology, because the Colorado ZR2 has been around for a while, and now it's time for its bigger brother to enter the market and fight against other manufacturers, other trucks in the segment.
Yeah, so for those of you who are wondering, the Colorado ZR2 is basically the baby brother of this. It has a very similar type of setup, including very similar type of suspension setup, which we're going to cover in a second. Mm-hmm. Lockers front and rear, same with this. One of the big differences, obviously, is size, and also the fact that the Colorado has either a V6 or a diesel 4. This has a big, fat, juicy 6.2-liter V8, and it sounds glorious. Fortunately, the guys decided to get this instead of some sort of like Trail Boss thing. I'm so happy that you did actually.
Well, actually, we had a 2020 Trail Boss.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I thought you were going to get at first, and I was kind of mad.
5.3. So let's walk around this truck, and also we have Jay. We have, of course, our camera guy, Cole. So Jay will be monitoring the chat room, so we can, cover most of your questions. First, I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about this Sand Dune Color? When I ordered this truck, this was several months ago when the order book just opened.
Right when it opened.
We decided not to get a red one because we've had too many red vehicles.
We've had way too many red ones, yes.
We decided not to go blue because we may have another blue truck coming in about a month.
We're not going to say what it is, though.
Well, you might guess if you've been watching us for a while.
It's pretty easy.
So I wanted something unique, and this is what I came up with.
Which is really funny because it's not unique, because our long-term Hyundai Santa Cruz is almost exactly the same color as this.
I think they call it Mojave or something.
Yeah, okay, so the name is different. Now, by the way, I love the color. I think you love the color as well. Roman's pretty partial to it. Tommy calls it hearing aid beige.
No.
Yes, he does.
No, please.
But he does call it that because he's an
angry. Readers are saying that they love the color.
They love the color.
You're all telling us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
so
guys.
Please don't call it Band-Aid. Please don't call it ear, whatever you said.
Hearing aid. Hearing aid beige. That's Tommy. Send all your hateful comments to him.
So here's the thing. This truck, you said, so this is the most affordable one you can get, because I did not order several options.
Yes, I noticed you cheaped out, which is, we'll talk about in a second.
Well, that's what TFL, that's what we do. We want to get value. We want to be first. And by the way, thanks to Megan at Chevy PR and also Johnson Auto Plaza, they worked, together to kind of get us one of the first ones.
Yeah, we are very fortunate by having those types of connections. I know some people out there are like, it's not fair. We're sorry about that. But at very least, we test the hell out of these vehicles. This thing is already slated to do a lot of off-roading. It will go on the Ike Gauntlet. It's going to do a lot of work.
Yes, we've had it for 6 days exactly.
Yeah.
And it has 1,000 miles on it.
1,000 miles in 6 days has got to be a record for us. Well, we've done that before.
We've done more.
The Toyota did that before.
Yeah, Toyota did it in the first day.
By the way, if you're wondering about the Toyota, this is replacing the Toyota.
Yeah, Toyota Tundra, we traded that in. Now this is here. And one of the questions I want to answer today also is, the ZR2 really worth it? I've spent about 6 days with it already. Mm-hmm. So I have kind of an idea about what.
Plus, you went to the press event.
Yes, I drove it in California at the press event, at the first launch. I've spent about 6 days with it. So if you're wondering about that, I can also answer some fuel efficiency questions, my first impressions.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's pop the hood and show what's underneath.
Pop the hizzle.
By the way, Nathan, do you like the style of the bulges?
No, this is completely non-functional. There's no reason for this to exist. And I'm one of those people who, if you're going to put something on there to dissipate heat or something like that, then make it really do that, right? But if you watch when you open the hood, you're going to see that there's no openings or anything there, right? So that plastic thing on the top of the hood really has nothing to do with what's going on under the hood. but that is a 6.2 liter V8.
Yeah, so I think some viewers have expected maybe a supercharger to see a giant supercharger sitting on top of this, but there's not.
Yeah, wouldn't that be grand? I mean, one of the things we thought was that they were building, and they kind of hinted that they were building something that would take on the Raptor and the TRX. And this is it so far. Now, with that being said, we do understand that having a 6.2 liter V8 that they've been building for a very long time, hooked up to the 10-speed automatic transmission, seems like a smart idea if you want to talk about longevity and maybe even a little bit of efficiency. But the other side of it is, look, there's a supercharged V8 out there, there's twin turbocharged V6 out there, and those vehicles are way more powerful and way faster than this one.
Lamont has a question in the chat room. Thank you. They're asking why ZR2 and why not the GMC Sierra AT4X? Because the AT4X is also now on sale.
That's correct.
It's entering dealerships just like the ZR2s. So the question is why? And the answer has to do with dollar signs, really. For us, of course, we are fortunate to buy 2 or 3 trucks a year and kind of rotate them, right? But we don't have unlimited funds. And also, this truck cost us MSRP, sticker price was $67,215, I believe. So just over 67.
Right, which is about 10 grand less than what we paid for the TRX.
Exactly. Now TRX is a no. So AT4X, which has very similar suspension, the DSSV spool valve shocks that we'll show you right now in a second.
Yep.
And a lot of similar appointments. The GMC is more premium. They're just the interiors, materials are a little bit different, et cetera, et cetera. So the GMC price is way higher.
That's right. So we're trying to get the most value for the money and make sure that you guys see the vehicle that we believe will be extreme. This is sort of the halo vehicle for Chevy trucks. That's kind of our perspective. And Chevy outsells GMC. As such, this should represent a huge chunk of the sales, at least for people who are interested. And in many cases, they're going to walk into a dealership. They're not going to want to spend $67, but maybe they'll spend $57 for the ZR1.
Yes.
Something along those lines.
So let me show the suspension really quick. So if you guys kind of get down here underneath the truck, and you can kind of see over here, DSSV Multimatic Shocks. I spoke to some of the guys from the engineering team at Chevrolet at the first drive event. I learned something interesting. Basically, the piston size itself, the diameter, is very similar, if not identical, to the Colorado truck.
Right.
Just the shock is much taller because it has more travel. And also, it's rearranged. Some of the additional reservoirs are rearranged a little bit. But I found it interesting that the diameter was about the same.
That is interesting. For those of you who are wondering, that the spool valve suspension is similar to science that's being used currently with Formula One racing, among other types of racing. And it's also very unique to General Motors. It's not being used by anybody else in terms of major automakers.
With one tiny exception. So Ford, remember at SEMA last year, they announced the Dune Racing, off-road racing Bronco.
Right.
That was a limited run of like 50 vehicles.
Right.
And they had DSSVs on that vehicle. That was something else. That was $250,000 plus, high-end.
Very, very small sliver of the industry.
This, more people can get.
That's exactly it.
So yes, as far as production vehicles, this is basically the only one.
So let's talk about
the Sierra.
Yeah, other than that. So let's look at the wheel and tire package, because I bet some of you guys are curious about that. It is not exactly what we were expecting. Initially, when I heard that they were going to be building this, or they might be building this, I thought 37s, right? Because why not, right? These are 35s. Now,
33s.
These are 33s?
Yes.
God, they're not even 35s?
You had wishful thinking, my
My
friend.
God. So if you're talking about the size of this truck, the absolute massive distance that's inside the wheel well, you could fit something much larger in there, lift the vehicle up, because lift doesn't matter, right? If you're trying to get ground clearance for all of your components, the larger the tire, the more you can get up.
Our old buddy, old timer, $2 donations.
Oh, thank you, old timer. We appreciate it, man. You're the best.
TFL truck, sweet ride, love the color, old timer says.
Well, if he likes the color, then we're good. So forget what Tommy said.
Old timer, I can also do this.
Yes.
I think my head fits.
I don't think mine would, and Roman's definitely won't. So even though, and it is a shame that they're not bigger tires on here, I actually like the wheels. I think they look pretty good.
Yeah, this is an 18-inch wheel.
Yeah, it's a nice looking 18-inch wheel. The tires themselves, Goodyear Wranglers, I mean, we've had pretty good results with these.
Yeah,
they've been on a lot of vehicles.
And this is the latest. This is a Territory MT. This is, the size is, let me see, 275/70 R18. So it calculates to approximately 33. Yes, so I think Roman asked me the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? Raptor has 35s.
Right.
TRX has 35s. Why doesn't this have 35s?
Raptor also has 37s.
Yes. Why not this?
Yes, Andre.
So I don't know, but
What do you mean you don't know? You're the king of trucks. You should know.
but this is not a true wide body truck. If this was a true TRX Raptor competitor, this fender would be another like 3 inches out here.
Right.
Right? Long travel.
The whole suspension system would be completely different too because of that.
And there's a question, I'm sorry, I didn't see your name, but in the chat room asking about the A-arms. Nick asked, so if you can put the camera maybe on top here, I don't know if you could see this, A-arms for the front suspension. Of course, it's independent. Similar design to the one on the Z71 trucks and like a truck like a Trail Boss, but I can't quite show you. Can you go to the lower one? There's an additional bar at the bottom. So there's an additional bar kind of tying the lower A-arm a little bit, but these are not like super beefy ones that exist, like for example on the Raptor and the TRX. They're slightly modified, but it's not a wide body suspension.
So we tried to get the least expensive truck because Andre cheaped out.
Yes.
And there are a couple of things that we didn't expect, and one of them is this. This tailgate was not expected.
So when I was ordering this, I believe this multiflex was optional. But when the truck showed up at the dealership, bam, it was right there.
Which is really cool because it is very useful. We're going to show the use of it in a second, but there's a problem. And I can clearly blame Andre for it. First of all, you have to kind of figure out the 1, 2 thing to drop it. I did it right. Woohoo!
Yes.
And then, you ready for this, guys? This irritates me. Where are the speakers? Where are the speakers?
Once again, value-minded, Nathan.
Dude, speakers can be put in there.
You wanted
not here.
wanted kickers?
Yes,
kickers?
because that's an option. You can get like a Bluetooth setup, hook your Bluetooth into your tailgate, and you could be sipping on light beverages.
Yes.
Here, you even have these cutouts for light beverages.
Yes, they do.
And, you know, you got this whole setup here, right? Plus, we even have something so poor old Roman can get in.
Yeah, and I can use it too.
Uh-huh. Back in my day, when I had to get into trucks, it was just a regular tailgate.
But here's the thing, dude.
He's not here to yell.
This truck, yes, exactly. This truck has 11.2 inches of ground clearance.
Yeah.
So everything is taller. I mean, you and I are not really short dudes.
No, I have, well, look, I'm shorter than you.
Okay.
But I'm around 6'1", right? And so, check this out, guys. Now, I'm not standing on my tippy toes. I'm just standing just like
I'm
this.
verifying.
I cannot touch the bed. In fact, I don't know if I can even hit, yeah, I can touch the wheel well.
There you go.
But my arms are relatively long, and I cannot touch the bed.
So this is about 60 inches. I was measuring that against the TRX. This is about 5 feet. So yes, you do need this. This is useful, right?
Yeah.
Because let's say you're actually, carrying bags of mulch or something, you're actually using it as a truck. You need to be able to get into it, and this is nice.
Right, but you also have these really cool things. I really do enjoy the fact that GM's been doing this for years.
Oh yeah, the bumper steps too.
Yeah, the
Definitely
bumper steps are really cool.
Put your foot in there.
Who else? Someone, Hyundai's doing that on their Santa Cruz.
Nice. We have another donation, dude.
Okay.
Parnell Robertson, $9.99. So thank you very much.
Parnell, thank you very much.
Does it have a 3.0-liter diesel?
No, it's not available with a diesel right
And
now.
that really drives me nuts because they just updated the diesel. It's now even better. It's more powerful and it's more economical, right?
You know where it is available?
What?
It used to be the 84 had it. Remember, we've driven those.
Right.
Now the Trail Boss has it.
So why?
But this is their, like you said, this is their halo. So at least for now, it has dual exhausts and throaty engine sound.
It does have a good engine sound. But here's a question for you, okay? How much torque does this produce?
460.
How much torque does the straight six diesel produce?
460.
Oh, so they produce the same amount of torque, Yet that one's more efficient and better range. What's the gas tank size on this?
24 gallons.
That's it?
Yes. So I had a few emails from the viewers,
Mm-hmm.
so thank you very much already. I drove it about 1,000 miles, like I said.
Yeah.
We actually went to Moab and back.
Yeah.
So we already have on TFL Truck channel, you're going to be seeing lots more ZR2. We have also a video coming tomorrow, actually, ZR2 underneath. You could see the frame. You can see everything, because right now we can't.
Detailed point of view. We're not going to put poor Cole on his back and slide him. I was going to get a skateboard and throw him on there and shove him.
I think Matt has a skateboard here.
Bruh! He's busy. So unfortunately, we can't do that. But we do have that video coming out soon.
Yes, so that's coming like tomorrow on TFL Truck.
Right.
And where was I going with this?
You're going to eventually talk about the interior.
But before you do, Dale
Yes.
has given us another $5.
Oh,
Thank you,
Canadian.
Dale.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you very much, Dale. We appreciate it. Hope everything's going well in the Great White North.
So Dale says, can you guys do a comparison off-road against the Colorado ZR2 Bison Edition? And now Yuval, 1999 donation, another one.
Wow. Is there a question
So-
with that?
No
Wow.
question yet.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Yes, so will we do a comparison against the Colorado? Yes,
Yes.
but we need a little bit of help. One of you guys already from Colorado Springs already contacted us with the Colorado ZR2, so thank you very much. So we're planning that. But if you have other Colorado ZR2s, ask@tfltruck.com email. Just email me and us. We're monitoring that email.
We are indeed. Now, we did do a special on the possibility of one of these as a Bison version, by the way. And that just came out. It's on truck, or is it on
That
now?
was kind of a rumor /
Yeah.
leak.
Yeah,
yes.
with a really good rendering, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah, you did a
by
good
moi.
job. Yeah, you did a
I
great
did the
job.
rendering.
Yeah, you did.
So potentially next year in 2023 model year,
There may be a Bison
there
version.
might be a Bison version of this truck.
Right, there's a lot of rumors about that. Now, quick, if you guys are wondering about a Bison going up against this, if we can't get one, at the very least, we'll try to get a regular ZR2 Colorado to put against this. And I suspect that both of their performances are going to blow you away.
Yes, so we need to show the interior,
Yes.
right? And while we're walking over there, and you have a light,
Yeah.
I want to talk more about competition really quick. So let's go and check out the interior. I want to get Nathan's perspective on this. But I think this truck, the ZR2, competes more directly against like the new Tundra TRD Pro. They're about the same price. Also, like the F-150 Tremor, this competes against.
I would say this is a direct competitor with the F-150 Tremor. In fact, the one that we had, I think, was closely priced to this one.
like 70 grand,
right. So
fully optioned.
and that one
Yes.
was loaded with stuff.
So Cole, jump in there because Nathan is going to show you a little bit of an interior.
Yeah. So, Andre, what's the size on the infotainment screen and also the IP? The IP looks like it's 12-inch, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so the gauge cluster, and maybe you could do the accessory. That's a 12-inch gauge cluster. It's going to beep at us just for a second.
Yeah,
And
that's pretty.
so let me go to this and let me make sure there's no sound over here. So like Nathan was saying, let me open the window. Sorry, Nathan, I was mean. I apologize.
No, it's all right. It's the audience is going to judge you, not me.
This is 13.4 inches.
13.4. So
Yeah.
rather than do what Ram did, which is, they actually went to a more horizontal setup. I think it looks really good. It's a much better looking interior than the one it replaces. I tell you that.
Yeah, so really, I asked in the beginning of this video or this live show, is 67 grand like worth for the ZR2? So you're getting, of course, the biggest and most powerful gas engine.
Right.
You're getting special suspension, different tires.
Special axles.
Well, yeah. I mean, slightly wider, like offset, right?
Yeah, but they're lockers.
You're getting a new interior.
Yeah.
This is their latest interior. You're also getting front and rear lockers,
Yeah, exactly.
which is unique in this class.
It's,
The Tremor that only has basically a torsion limited slip.
right. It has a rear locker. But
Yes.
All right.
The Tundra has kind of a brake distribution system for traction control in the front. It has a rear locker, but front locker is very unique in this segment.
I agree 100%. Is there a sway bar disconnect?
No.
Okay, so that's something that Stellantis has.
So you're getting a new interior as well, premium features, as you can kind of tell right here, ventilated and heated seats, automatic climate control system. You have Google Assistant, which you can actually ask jokes. It will tell you jokes.
Yeah. Now, by the way, we're getting a bit of a message here that we're lagging with our video feed right now. That's probably because we're inside the interior.
Ooh.
So
I'm so sorry. Out. Yeah, that's pop out.
Let's pop out, see if we can get a cleaner signal.
Okay, and David Moore was just texting me. Thank you, David. We're still building a Tumbleweed Ranch.
Yes. Oh yeah, Tumbleweed is a huge part of this. So, in fact, this vehicle did visit Tumbleweed, but I can't tell you any more than that.
Yes, we have many videos. Like I said, Moab. Oh, fuel efficiency. Let me tell you about that.
Why don't you hop out? We'll talk about that. And I'll get the flashlight.
New electric pickup trucks, and range.
Sorry.
Range is a big thing, right? And as far as range is concerned, you guys had some questions for me and asking, is 400 miles possible on this one tank? And I am here to say yes. Real world numbers that Cole and I actually did on the way out to Moab and then back. We were able to go about 350 miles on each tank, and we had reserve left.
Right.
So 400 miles, you're good to go. EPA rating 14 city, 17 highway, 15 combined. It's not a good rating.
No.
But in the real world scenario, we saw actually over 17 on the highway, almost 18 mpg.
And this thing's barely broken in.
And this literally, yes, it had like 0 miles when we started. So yes, it does have a V8, but if you treat it, a little bit gentle, not drag racing it all the time, then it can be okay.
Yeah, so let's go ahead.
Yep, Rick is just giving us $4.99 and he has a question. Is it GM Performance exhaust the Borla Touring or S-Type?
What is your impression? Too loud, not loud enough? So this is a question from Rick. Thank you very much for your donation,
thanks,
by
Rick.
the way. Let me answer it. This truck does not have a Borla system, by the way.
You want me to stand by the rear?
I'm sorry. This truck does not have an accessory Borla system, okay?
Okay.
I do not know if it's an S-Type or a touring version, but we're going to get one. I asked already. I'm working with a dealer on this. We're going to get it. It's not too loud. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a TRX.
Really? Well, the TRX has a really mighty angry
there's
growl.
no supercharger whine, but it's, how you start the truck at first and it goes, it just kind of wakes up.
It's like an angry bear waking up.
Yeah, it's like it starts barking. That's how the accessory system, Borla system on this truck sounds. And I really want that because I think that's the character of the truck.
Why don't we at least start at one rev and then shut down so we don't choke on the exhaust fumes? Come on, I'll stand by the exhaust out there.
Okay.
What do you say? Just once.
Okay, just once. Okay.
Just one little rev. Come on, you guys want that, don't you? I know you do. Oh, Andre, that's the problem. It's okay to his Bluetooth. So,
sorry,
guys. Apparently, that's really you use
your
Bluetooth.
So I was going to introduce the technology in this truck.
Yeah.
It has wireless CarPlay, Apple CarPlay. So as soon as we turned on the truck accessory, the whole truck immediately connected to my phone.
Okay.
So thank you. So if you didn't hear what we were talking about, so we talked about new interior. We talked about front and rear lockers.
Yeah.
We talked about 13.4-inch screen. We had talked about 12-inch screen. We talked about the gauges. We talked about the redesigned seats, stitching, green stitching. What do you think about the green stitching?
I actually really like the stitching. The entire interior is a step above where it was before.
You know who's grumpy about this truck?
Who?
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
He called the color some nasty name.
Yeah, he did.
said the green stitching didn't work. He's really negative on this truck.
Yeah, but he was also born in 1932, even though he's like in his 20s.
Oh, yes, that's
a really
true.
Old man.
That's old soul.
Old soul. Yeah, it is. Guys, do you have any other questions before we go? We're going to wrap this up. We apologize for not being able to start it, but The truck is hooked up to Andre's Bluetooth right now, and we really don't want to subject you to Andre's music.
Yeah, Christian wanted to know the towing capacity.
No?
Thank you. Thank you, Christian.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes. So speaking about competition, right? This truck is not off-road focused, but it still needs to work like a truck,
Right.
in my opinion. So for 1,440 pounds of payload,
Okay.
let's kind of turn this way, and 8,900 pounds, so 8,900 pounds of towing.
8,900.
I haven't towed with this truck yet. Roman put his plug in it.
Okay, that's another
because
way to
he
look at
wants-
it.
He wants to protect the hitch.
What is the tow rating on the Raptor and the TRX?
Lower. So the CRX currently is rated at 8,100 pounds, about
Right.
800 pounds less. Not a huge deal, right? About 10%. And the Raptor, the new one, is rated at 8,200 pounds.
But their payloads are way down too.
Yes. And let's show the payload sticker without starting the truck.
Hey, jeez.
Sorry about that glitch there. Can you just zoom in on this? 1,423 pounds, real world, really great payload in this truck.
Yeah, that's pretty decent for an off-road truck. One of the problems with off-road vehicles is that their payloads tend to suffer because their off-road suspensions are built specifically for flex and articulation and all that other stuff. So
Let me
you're
look at another question.
Oh yeah, go for it. So that's one of the reasons why you lose out when you get a full-blown off-road version of a pickup truck more often than not. So this is kind of a sweet spot, we think.
Yeah, there's another question. I think the guys didn't hear the fuel tank size is 24 gallons. We kind of mentioned it already.
Or a thimble, if you want to call it that.
And 400 miles of range, that was like the benchmark some of you had.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, yes, it's possible because the real world economy is close to 18 on the highway. That was according to Coles and Ice testing already. So even though it's rated at 17 on the highway by the EPA, I think it's actually decent. I know it's not great. For example, the TRD Pro Tundra is rated higher.
Yeah, the TRD also has a bigger gas tank, doesn't it?
And a hybrid powertrain.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
obviously it's a much more fuel-efficient vehicle in general. But you're not buying one of these for its overall efficiency, let's face it, guys. And if you really wanted one that was more efficient, you'd probably look at the Colorado, which is smaller and thus more efficient, right?
Yes.
Especially the diesel.
Yeah, so like we said, we have big plans for this truck.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on TFL Truck, we have a video underneath where I go to Toby's, our friend, mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
Certified mechanic. We look underneath the truck, we look at the frame, we look at the suspension from a different perspective.
Yep.
We also have a video to MPG video, full all details. We also have a Moab off-road video.
Right. And all of this happened days after we got this thing. So
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah.
And we have big plans. I want to drag race this truck,
Yep.
obviously, against some of the competition.
Yep.
I want to Colorado ZR2 comparison,
yes.
towing, Ike.
And it's quite possible, I'm not 100% sure, but we may own this long enough for it to be the first to tackle our finished off-road course at Tumbleweed Ranch. I
Yeah,
think timing-wise, it might work.
Yeah, which is in progress right now.
Right.
David, he's texting me right now.
Yeah, that's what the truck was actually talking to him. And by the way, we have a whole series on that on TFL Off-Road called Taming Tumbleweed. I think we're on our 7th episode. Or
A lot of episodes.
yeah, we've
yes.
done a lot of episodes, so you guys can see the ranch, how it's being turned into an off-road, variety of off-road courses, actually.
Yeah, so thank you guys for joining once again. I know we took a break last week and we didn't have a live show. We're going to try to be much better at this.
Yeah.
And next week, we have big plans also because it's also the F-150 Lightning first drive.
That's right.
And also GMC Sierra Denali
Ultimate.
first drive. So stay tuned for that. Thanks. And by the way, alltfl.com is where everything is in one place.
That's right. It's your one-stop shop for fun.
TFL fun.
See you guys.
Thank you guys.